Welcome back. It's Tuesday. Are you ready for another high-ticket tune-up? And in this video, I'm going to share 6 secrets that you need to know all about the mouth. Stay tuned. I am here today to talk all things mouth about the body language. Thanks for staying tuned. Don't forget to smash this like button. This is going to be helpful for you. So let's just dive right into it and get started. The mouth. Let's talk about the overview of the mouth. What's this all about? Well, the mouth is essential for drinking, eating, and breathing. As we all know, that's really important. It's highly sensitive to touch and temp. Obviously, you can tell the mouth skin is a little bit different. It's just a little more sensitive, has more neurons. There's actually 10 muscles that control the actual mouth itself. Can be seductive. It can be sad, joyous, or pained, as I'm sure you've experienced. And it's an accurate register of what I call real-time emotion. One of the things that we talk about when we're looking at body language is we always go to the eyes first. Eyes are usually the key indicator, and then I jump right to the mouth. Like, that's my move. And then I'll look at nose, and then I'll look at brows, and I'll look at some other things. But typically, the mouth is the second thing that I dive into when I'm actually assessing somebody during a sales conversation. So it should be observed after you recognize and interpret what the eyes are doing. So what is the mouth all about? Well, there's a couple things. Well, let's start with the actions that happen. The first is loud, short, exhaling, just like this picture. She's like, that's kind of what it sounds like. What does it mean? Well, it indicates high stress and frustration. So if you see somebody breathing a little bit faster than normal in a sales conversation, it means slow down, stop, and say, are you okay? Is there anything going on, right? So that's the first thing to do. This motion for the prospect actually relieves stress and anger. Not sure if you knew this, but if you're trying to lose weight, you lose 80% of your weight by exhaling, right? Most people think it's sweating or going to the bathroom or something like that, but no, it's actually exhaling the CO2 out of your body. This helps you to relieve stress and anger. It's just like when you get done with a nice workout. And so the next one is cathartic exhaling, right? This is stress in the moment or just after. It looks like this. Right, you've heard that one before. You've seen that one. You've probably done that one before, right? So this means relief instantly, usually happening after some sort of an event, like a near catastrophic event, car accident. You're like, whoo, that was a close one, right? So if you see this, this typically means relief or stress in the moment, right? If somebody does this in a sales conversation, sometimes it happens in our morning huddles when there's a lot coming at you. Sometimes it's one of those moves. You'd be like, hey, I'm overwhelmed. Okay, I'm ready to take it on, right? So it could be that I'm getting ready to move forward. And it happens a lot in sports too. This is a big one that happens in sports. Next one is affirmative inhaling, means yes, I agree. What does it sound like? You're the excited inhale, right? This is typically in Scandinavia and other UK is way more pronounced on the other side of the pond from the United States, but it is seen pretty often here when you're excited with overjoy. Yes, right? Yes, I agree. That's amazing, right? So some people use it for that reason. Sucking air through the corners of the mouth. If you see this in a sales call like this, you can kind of see what that looks like. This reveals fright, concern, or anxiety. Like, oh, like this is going to be hard for me. So if you're seeing this in a sales conversation, it means hang on, slow down. Like, whoa, something just hit you. It seems like it was a sharp object. Tell me more about that and get them to share what they're feeling. Because if they can let out the fright or the concern or the anxiety, you're going to be in great shape. Example would be here. If somebody steps on your toe, you're like, ow, that just hurt. You stepped on my toe or something happened bad at work, right? So this is what the mouth will signify. And if you watch the lips, you can tell very quickly that somebody is showing some fright or concern. Let's talk about holding your breath, right? This happens tremendous amounts of time. If you've ever done any public speaking, if you've ever spoken on a podcast, if you've ever spoken anywhere, you might hold your breath or you might even have shortness of breath. When stressed, people often hold their breath. This is why coaches will typically say, hey, breathe when you go on stage. Breathe from your gut, not from your chest. Your chest will always give you the shortness of breath where your belly, when you belly breathe, this is what all the best speakers do because belly breathing keeps you super duper calm. And so if you see a prospect's breathing speed change, this means, hey, question what is going on with them because there might be a big stressor that just occurred, especially if you're saying something that doesn't sit well. Again, this is part of the freeze, flight, and fight response in your body. Again, like I mentioned, it's just ask if they're fearful or apprehensive at that point. That's usually what you want to do if someone's holding their breath. And the last thing for today is I want to talk about dry mouth or the saliva balls. Maybe you've had them before, the little white annoying balls on the corners of your mouth. They look like cotton. Well, what is this, right? Well, this happens when stress, fear, and apprehension tension occur in you or your prospect's body. And it is the courteous thing to do is say, hey, you got some little cotton balls on the side, just wipe those off. Or if you're going to do something, make sure and just do a quick speed check. Always scrape those things off. Make sure you're breathing. Drink some water. Very important for you to do that, especially if you're seeing a prospect. If you see that, it's okay to call it out. The medical term is xerostomia. And that's another piece to look for. So when you're having a conversation with a prospect and you see that, like, understand they might be under a little bit of stress and fear. So just be cautious, be wary, be aware of, body language is always about being aware, being hyper present, being here and now. And when you see somebody doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, question this, because it will make you such a better sales professional. And with that said, you've just been tuned up. This is Sean coming at you with Tuesday's high ticket tune up. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, drop them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any sales questions you have about anything and everything. Obviously, we're doing body language for a little while here. We're getting through it, right? I just wanted to cover the face and the upper body because most people are talking on Zoom all the time. This is really, really powerful for anybody that does Zoom calls to make sales. I think this is a valuable piece. And don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, there's a sales ascender inside of each and every one of you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have a great day.